Hello, and today we're going to be talking about what impacts Fox and CNN have on the public and the government political views. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first, I would like to mention which parties Fox and CNN actually support. So Fox News is a well-known company in America. They're also well known to being a supporter of the Republican Party and everything Republican. They're owned by a man called Rupert Murdoch, and he is also a well-known Republican. However, on the flip side, CNN are a supporter of the Democratic Party. However, their owner, Ted Turner, identifies himself as a liberal. This is a strange occurrence because the owners normally have a heavy impact in what the two news anchors and the news broadcasters should share, especially when it comes to political politics. They would like their party to support their own views. In this instance, CNN is still a Democratic Party. So getting into it, Fox News is controversial comments. Obviously, Fox News are well known for making controversial comments, especially when it comes to the Democrats. So Fox News have recently been in the news about editing a video to show President Joe Biden making a racial slur. This could be the idea to support that he's struggling from dementia. As well as this, it gives the idea that he is a racist himself. This could have been counteracting comments that is made on the political leader to back up their leader, which was former President Donald Trump, as he was accused of being a racist as well. Fox also went to the extremes of creating a YouTube video, and that was everything anti-Biden. Even being titled Biden is his own worst enemy. This takes it to the extremes because it's now on a personal attack, as you were actually insulting President Joe Biden. But it wasn't just President Joe Biden they insulted either, it was his vice president as well. They claimed how they embarrassed the US. This creates straight away a political view against them, how they have struggled to manage the country and how they are doing stuff wrong in the eyes of the Republicans. Moving swiftly on, we get into CNN's controversial comments. Now, they've been involved in a lot of controversy with the statements they've made when former President Donald Trump was in office, as well as when he was out of office. The following include after Trump's impeachment, so this is after he's been thrown out of office, they released an article on President Trump's 15 lies he told while he was in office. The lies within the article was as followed. He obviously lied when it came to the coronavirus, saying it was under control, when in fact it wasn't. And it did turn into this great global pandemic that we see today, unfortunately. He lied about the Sharpie Gate. And for you who don't know what the Sharpie Gate is, the Sharpie Gate was in Arizona. Former President Donald Trump claimed Joe Biden was actually cheating with a Sharpie and getting in the ballots and getting them to vote for him with a Sharpie. Obviously, this turned out to be false accusations. And with these articles, CNN were trying to push the general public to believe that the Republican Party and candidates are liars and poor political leaders, but we'll get into that a bit later. And finally, in 2018, President Donald Trump lied about not knowing who Stormy Daniels was when he actually paid the same person a handsome sum of $130,000. This was all included in a theatrical wrote by Dale D of CNN. Now, to wrap it all up and link back to the question, obviously, the way this affects the public with Fox News is it portrays that he's too old to run the country. And with the media being heavily influenced in the younger age, it's creating the image that the Democratic Party is not fit to run, as they've mentioned he embarrassed the US. This obviously, hearing this big word for the younger generation, the Gen Zs of the world, it puts a lot of pressure on them to try and support the Democratic after hearing such bad things. As well as this, it puts a lot of pressure on the Democratic Party itself, as they have to fix their stature and how the public view them. As they've said, they've embarrassed the US, the United States, which is a very big accusation to make. As well as this, the publics will begin to think, going back to the first point they made as editing the video for racial slurs, he's too old to run the country, he's very old-minded, and he is resistant to change. He'll always be, for say, racist. And this is in order to portray that the Republican views are better, and will also give them their public favour by doing this. So that from the government side in Republican, it's a good way to get them going, as well as this being a propaganda act with the media, such as Uncle Sam did in World War II with the poster saying, "We want you." It's similar, enticing the younger generation to get them in at a young age by showing how bad the Democratic Party is. Now, CNN's statement had major impacts in the government as well, as it made by former President Trump. It gave him the impression that Donald Trump is not only a cheat, but he was a bad leader, as he mentioned about the coronavirus, which is now this worldwide global pandemic that we know today, saying it was under control, when in fact it wasn't. It was far from it, and it actually caused great casualties in the US, because he didn't deal with these casualties quick enough. This leading the public to believe, well, if he's lied about this, he can lie about this as it goes on. Again, he showed the lies with the Sharpiegate, where he mentioned Joe Biden cheating when in fact he was just not as popular as he once thought. And as well as this, he lied about Stormy Daniels not paying her, and he tried to resurrect this decision he made in 2018 by saying, look, I did not pay the girl, to the US Air Force. However, it was proven he did. So overall, this proves, linking back to the question, this proves that the public are going to view him as a liar, and the government, the Republican Party, have got a lot of stature, because their view on it is going to be that they are down and out. Thank you for listening. I hope you've learned something. Take care.